YouTube, listen, this is not easy. It's a little scary, right? You just got to jump out of your box and get a little uncomfortable and do it because it's serving people. My goal is to teach you and show you how to use your imagination as a hairstylist, how to use your imagination as a cosmetologist. You guys are learning and you're in school, but I'm going to tell you, if you learn systems and patterns, you will really become an artist. I love what Picasso says. He says, I dreamed my painting, it's in the imagination, and then I painted my dream. And I also love what Einstein says. He says, imagination is greater than knowledge. Why is that so important? Because as a hairstylist, you want to use your imagination. Actually, my boss had taught me that. She used to say, Kimmy, don't you see the highlight over here? And it took me a little while to develop what she meant. And basically, it's using your imagination, it's using your mind to look and see, oh, I do see a highlight there. Oh, the highlight should go over here. Oh, the highlight should go over there. So this is a systematic pattern to really show you. Now, I'm not going to teach you like a whole pattern on a head. I'm just going to teach you the techniques, and then you are going to be able to put it together. And then you're going to take mannequin heads and you're going to learn, like this mannequin head right here, we did a whole pattern on this mannequin head, right? So you can see like what pattern is that? But once you learn a pattern, do you know you will learn so much quicker and so much more efficient how to do highlights and where you want them to go. And if somebody shows you a magazine and you're seeing those highlights, you're like, I wonder how they did that. Systems and patterns. You need to know what pattern of the head that you want to use, right? So let me just tell you about these. This is the horizontal mohawk. This is when you do the top of the head, which is right here. This whole top of the head is the mohawk, and you're always going to go to the part. So right here and then all the way down in the back. Now the back part would be, the mohawk would be here, and then the back part would come up this way. And then the same thing on this side, it'd come up this way. So you see it right there? That's the back. And then the front, you could either do vertical going down or you could do it on a slant going up, which I usually do it this way. But remember, this will be done. This is the mohawk, and then you have to figure out the pattern, how to do the other parts of the hair. And you always want to know on one side, you do it the same on the other side, so it's balanced and it's even. Now, here's vertical. I love vertical pieces, and I'm going to show you what each one of these are. Vertical is just straight up and down. Now, I want you to think of something. When you're doing highlights, you're going to think, if I put this straight, what's it going to look like? It's going to be a straight line going down. But if you put it vertical up top, it'll go on one side and on the other side. It won't be quite as a straight line like it would be on the side. It'll go on both sides of doing it to the part. Now I want to show you brick. These are my three favorite ways how to highlight. My number one favorite is mohawk. And then brick. I love doing brick back. And this is the thing. You learn the system first of one thing at a time, and then you start to marry them together. I will use the mohawk, and then I use in the front and on the sides, and then I'll use the brick for the back. You can interchange them. It depends on what look you want and what you're trying to achieve. So I'm going to show you a lot of fun things. In two other videos, I show you about highlighting bleach, right? What bleaches do you use and why? So I mixed one right here, and this is the consistency that I really love. And I show you in one of the other videos that you can watch. I show you difference of the highlighting videos. This is a baby light pattern for a special comb. This is a little bit bigger, and this is medium. I like the black the best because it doesn't get dirty, but I love using my magic wand. My highlighter is this little comb because I get to use my imagination and do whatever I want. So this is a great little cheat sheet too. If you just want to make a little outline, and then you could put the patterns that you want to do on somebody's head. That's why systems are so good. And let me show you this. So these are great head sheets that you want. If you're going to do a pattern, you want to be able to duplicate that pattern on whoever you want and to get the results. You're always looking for results that if somebody that you love how their hair came out, you'll know exactly how that hair came out and what pattern you did and what you used on it. And this is a different one. So whatever you like, you could put more notes on there. And then these are some of them that we did, and I want to show you. Great low light pattern. I showed a whole low light pattern how this would work. Now this right now doesn't make sense to you because you haven't learned the system yet. But I'm going to teach you one at a time of what each foil would look like. And then I have a name on here, right? You put their name, whose it is. So this way, when you want to look back, it's so easy. Make your life simple. All right, and then we have Hannah's right here. It shows what pattern she used. Shows how did they do the back, how they do the top, how they do the sides. Here's another one, right? It's just so awesome because you really get to master your skill set doing highlights. And I put numbers on them, so this way we know that if we want to look in, like whose was that, number 3, and then you just go to number 3 and you could find that pattern. All right, so those are our cheat sheets. I also have this. So when my daughter went on vacation because she had a baby, we also use this for her to show us what she does with her highlights. So we have the 3 different colors, and she showed us, like, she likes to do a money piece right around here. So she said she'd take one, and then she'd take like a piece behind it, and then she'd do another little tinier one behind it. See how cool? And then we knew how to do her customer's hair because we had some kind of system and pattern. And then she showed us on the side that she did it like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then she did a slice in the back behind that. And she did the same thing on this side. But these are really great ways for you to learn and educate yourself and become an artist. Learn how to play, learn how to have different patterns. All right, so now I want to show you our highlighting pattern system. These are the head shapes. You want to figure out which ones you want to do. And then this is the different kind of foils that you can do. All right, so there's a baby light. Now the baby light is great with this comb. You could really use this baby light comb. It's kissed by the sun. It's so natural, like as if you've seen a little baby that has beautiful highlights in their hair from the sunshine. This is your low lighting. You could do a whole entire head with this and make it super soft. You're not going to really see those highlights where they're coming from. They're just going to look super natural. And then this one is more like a big baby light. It's still small, but you can see the hair a little bit more. It's thicker. And then this one is even thicker. And this is more like a highlight that's just more of a weave. You go up and down, up and down, up and down. Now, my magic wand, which is right here, I love this to be my magic wand. You take a 5-piece, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You take a 4-piece highlight, 1, 2, 3, 4, or a 3-piece chunk, 1, 2, 3, or you do a 2-piece chunk, a 1, 2, and then a slice straight across. Now this is the patterns that you can do. So when I do bold, chunky highlights, when you see the hair really separated, and I used to do it a real lot, it was like one of my big sweet spots, but it's kind of not as popular as it used to be. But when it was in, this was my pattern. I would do 4 straight slices, and slices are just a straight, thin, skinny piece, and then I would do a weave at the end so that it didn't look stripy. Now if I did 4 of these without putting this one or this one here, it would look very stripy. You really want to do bold highlights and you don't want them to look stripy. So that's why I would always add a little something so it was still bold, but it looks natural bold. And then these are baby lights with a 5-piece highlight. So this 5-piece highlight would kind of come out of here. Now this is where I want you to use your imagination. This right here would be thicker because you're going to have little baby pieces here, but then these two would make that stand out better. So if this goes like to the side of the head a little, then this is on the top, 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 and then this goes on the other side. And I'm thinking of this for the top of the head, right? So you're going to look, where would those highlights go through? But it's going to be more bold within this section. This will be a space, more bold in this section. So there'll be dimension in there. And you know, a lot of people love dimension and highlights. That's one thing that I found that's really trendy now. Dimension and highlights. They're loving to see them. So I did a whole low lighting pattern on my hair, which I loved. I kind of just did it last minute, but I thought, you know, my skin tone is warmer because of it. You want to look at colors for people too. And so I want to show you, there's other things to consider. So this is a layered hair. Now, could you do a fast 5 on this? Because there's different types of highlights. You could do a fast 5, or you could do 7 well-placed foils too, which would be a face frame. You could do it's called a lucky 13 because 13 is not a lucky number, but you make it lucky because you could do whatever you want. Remember that. We use our imagination. We always just think like, what am I doing? What is it going to look like? How do I want to make it look unique and different? Use your thinking mind to learn where to put those highlights. And it's your imagination is going to help you see it. Like right here, I could do a little veil underneath. I could literally take this and do a little shimmer, a little tiny shimmer, and it will be this soft, sparkly, and then this would go over it. Right? So that, and that would be not a lot, but it would be nice, but it would really be beautiful. You want to think, if you did a fast 5 on her, what would it look like? That would be one there, and then I could take another one. I could make it more bold, and always think about where's it going. So look, this piece right here, look at it. It would be laying right there. This piece right here would lay right on top of there. This piece would lay right on top of there. This piece would lay right on top of there. You see how you can see them? Now, she would be so different. If you were going to do her, you either have to do a whole head or you do a little bit. Like, you don't really want to condense anything either. You're not going to do a ton of highlights on top and then there's nothing anywhere else. You're always looking for balance. Always remember that. As a hairstylist, you want balance in hair. You want it to be like natural, but even if they want something bold, you could even do a chunk bold pieces. Like, I could do a chunk here. So look at, you can't really see it in my highlight. I could do a piece going straight down this way. I could do another one going straight down this way and another one straight down this way. So it's in her bangs more of a defined piece, depending on what they want and what you think that they would look good with. That's why pictures are so important. I love Pinterest. Pinterest is so easy. When I talk to somebody, I ask them, let's look at what you want. Most people know what they want and know what they like. And then you also want to ask, what don't you like, right? If they're like, I hate chunky highlights, you're going to do softer ones. So you need to find out what they want and what would look good for them. Doesn't mean that maybe a chunk piece somewhere would look great. So I love short hair, like croppy short hair, like a pixie cut, to do like this back part, like bold and chunky, do like a piece here, a piece here, a piece here, a piece here. I would do a 5 piece. And then I would do it back to back, probably 3 pieces, so that a piece would land here, a piece would land in the back, in the back, in the back. And then I'd probably do a half a piece, do the same thing, and then I would do the front as well. So I just want to give you some ideas, get your mind thinking. And now I'm just going to show you how to do those foils. But I want to show you this too. So look, we did that veil underneath here. Just a straight piece, right? It's depending on what somebody wants. Now listen, you could throw a low light in there if you wanted some pieces that were like more natural. Take that and put a low light in there and then it would run. Look where it's gonna go. It'll be nice and soft through there. I could make it chunkier. I could just put 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3. Think of what would that look like. Use your imagination. Right? If I put brown in there, it'd be a nice brown piece, and then with this down, she'll have some brown through there. And that's what I would do if that was my hair. I would like it more, and then everything else was more natural. And you can always kind of see where highlights were before, and you kind of want to marry them and match them a little bit and try to take them from there. But we're just going to show you each one of these, what a baby light looks like first. Okay, we'll go right here, baby light. And of course I love doing the face frame because that's what everybody sees. Oh, I don't know where I put the, clips. Clips, clips, clips. Sorry. Okay, here we go. I'm going to take that and make sure you make a nice clean line when you're going to do highlights. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do on her? Am I going to do a mohawk pattern? Am I going to do vertical on her side? Like, what do I want from her? I want it to be nice and soft and natural. I would definitely have to do a full head on her. And I'd want it to stand out around here. I want some pieces. So I'm going to go a little, well, I'm going to just do the baby lights for now just to show you. Okay, you're taking this. Now listen, I'm going to use my baby light comb. You're going to take that and you're pulling this hair down. And you put your finger right there. Now you're going to separate it. Take that hair from underneath, comb it down, and then I got my piece. And I want to use this. Okay, now I got that nice lightener. Now listen, if this lightener is too thin, it's going to slide. I hold my fingers on this. Now, lightener will swell too if it's too thick. So that's why you have to have it just right. All right, now listen, look at these nice little pieces. It'll be shimmery. And you meet it straight on top. Do not overdo it and do not underdo it. You could stick your comb in there. My daughter does them so perfect. My former boss, she taught her too. She was her assistant. And she really taught her how to do Gestapo foils. So not me. All right, now the next one. Now let me show you what the medium one looks like. Okay, now it's less hair. The other one had a whole bunch of fine pieces. This has a little bit less. I'm going to do a bigger foil. Put it straight underneath. Now look, I'm using my hand here. Put this foil down and push it over it. You see that? This hair has to be tight in your hand. You want it not to slip. So let's watch that again. Take it. Put it as close as you can right to that top. And I'm going to use my other one. I use my hand as the board. You can use a board if you need to. Now I'm holding this. Hold this top. This finger on top of her. I'm like right on top of her head. And that was that one. Now let's use the thicker comb, just so you can see what they look like. Okay, see those pieces? That's more like a regular highlight. Now I'm holding that tight. Now listen, if you need to grab that hair and pinch it so it's a little tighter in your hands, pull this down. She's got a cowlick, that's pulling up. I need to pull that hair down and put this highlight on there. Now I'm holding it. My pinky and this hand is pushing on her face. And of course you don't hurt them, but you might have to put a little, you know, or you just use a board. You have to saturate, saturate, and saturate. Now I'm holding it again here. I gotta make sure I don't miss anything. Beautiful. Make sure you get it all and saturate the whole thing. Make sure too it's underneath. Do you understand? Sometimes if you just put a whole layer on top but you don't like make sure it's in there, it won't saturate it enough. And make sure you meet it right where it's at. And you could do a double foil. Okay. So here's your baby light, your big baby light, and then a regular foil. And then we are going to go to a 5-piece foil. Okay, so you take a piece first. You're taking a piece of hair, and it can't be too thick. Like, that should be the perfect amount, which is like, you know, don't make it really thick. That's for balayage, you can make it thicker. I want to put her head forward. I want to teach you 5-piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put it on a foil. You're going to be able to see it better. And if you need to take another piece, I could grab a little tiny more hair here if I wanted to. I like it natural though. It doesn't have to be perfect. Balance, guys, balance. I'm going to hold this down. There's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this piece is going to go down there. This piece will come up at the top. This piece will be at the top. And this piece will go here. So you're always looking, where's it going to go? Get those ends, get those ends. Now listen, if she had old highlights here, I would never touch this lightener here. I would take, because this is 20 volume, I would take 5 with conditioner and repair oil. And then if I would touch her ends, if they were yellow, but if they were blonde enough, I wouldn't even touch them. So always remember, she has nothing in her hair, so I could go right to the top. Never, never go over old blonde. That's the only thing that I'd be really, really firm with. Okay, so that's a 5-piece. Now I want to do a 4-piece. And then I'm going to show you on somebody else's hair that's one length, the same things, just so you can see the difference. Now we're going to go, now you could do 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're grabbing it. Take that other hair. I always use my fingers. My fingers are like a claw, like a clip. Right? Listen, layered hair is a lot harder, but I do a lot of layered hair, so this is what I have to do when I'm doing highlights, because I love layers. This is a 4-piece. Okay, that's 4. Now we're going to do a chunk of 3. All right, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. I have to tell you, this is like one of my favorite patterns right here, the 3. We did my whole head with 3 like this for my lowlights. It's a great pattern for lowlights to put some warmth back in hair. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Do it in the middle, comb it down. Now listen, you're going to think, where are those 3 going to go? Right? Piece goes over here, piece stands here, and a piece goes over here. And right now we are doing the mohawk patterns, going straight on the top. All right, now that's a 3. Now I'm going to just teach you a 2-piece and then a slice. I'll turn her around. Just 1, 2. 1, 2. That's if people want more bold and chunky pieces, which you could do 3 of these like back to back. And I will teach you that too, show you what back to back means, and that'll give you a bolder piece. Okay, 1, 2. All right, now I'm going to teach you a slice. Now you're just going to take a straight piece. There's no pieces in between. Straight piece. Of course, this is a mannequin head, so I have to make it a little thicker so you could see that. But otherwise, you know, you don't have to take it so thick on people's hair. And make sure you pull that hair up. This is the other thing. See how this is in my hand? I'm just going to show you again. I take it. Look at my index finger is here. I'm scooping that up and I'm pushing it down. So remember, take a slice, take your fingers and push this down. Now that's further away because the piece is too big, but because it's a mannequin head, it's the only reason why I'm doing, but otherwise it should be real close up. So I would take half of that, but she won't have enough hair on that slice because you want to see what a slice looks like. I'm holding it. My whole fingers, look, my middle finger and my thumb holds it in place. And your lightener should also hold it too. Now I'm going to go up top, and you can brush it up a little bit too if you wanted to, depending on where it is on the head. Or you can tease it too. And that's a slice. Now you want to learn how to mix these all together, right? But I want to show you the same thing on a different head, just so you see the difference. Okay, look at this hair is one length. This is what happens, like layers, you need to kind of put pieces throughout, right? That it'll be more flowy through the hair, like this one right here. See this? See how we have all the pieces like throughout? You cannot do that with, see how pretty they are? And then underneath, yeah. We kind of have them all throughout. And we did bold pieces. It's called a money piece in the front. When you do that, that's when, you know, people like sometimes that real bold piece in the front. But for her, you can't do that on a bob. You got to be really strategic. How are you going to do this? And bobs, I really like to do baby lights throughout the whole head. Little baby shimmers. And you want to find out, where do you want it to start? Do you want it to start right in the front of her hairline, right here? Or do you want to just come back a little bit, because that lands right in her hairline? You want to look, where does this fall? If we took that little baby piece, right? Now always take a piece and look where it's going to fall. It's going to be a light little veil over that. I like that. I think that'll be really pretty. And you're going to take your baby light comb, and you are just going to have all these shimmery, beautiful, beautiful pieces on her hair, so that you can't really see where they're coming from. And that one you could do up. I would definitely do that on the whole head. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to do it with conditioner though, just so you can see. Now I probably would do one more right in the front, right at that hairline, because it's so fine. And it's just making it little tiny, tiny piece. Now listen, I took that a thicker piece, so that's going to be a little bit of a thicker highlight, which I really don't want. So I'm going to go skinnier, really, really, really fine. Listen, the other thing is this. hold this here. Don't hold it up here. It's not going to work if you have it all the way over here and you're trying to do it. And another thing is, don't take it up here. You're always going to the root. I have it up close. I'm full control of that comb. Where it's going. Or I'm going to make a baby light just because it's still a little too thick. I'm going to use my magic wand and I'm just going to take little tiny, tiny, tiny babies. Yeah, that's better. Don't go over old blonde either. She don't have any in her hair. She's a virgin, so we don't have to worry about that. Hold it here. But if you notice, if I put that lightener on right in the middle, it holds it for me because I have the right consistency in that lightener. You could go to my video that I show you how do you mix lighteners and what's the difference. That would be cool. And I would just do this through the whole head. I would do a full whole head pattern of mohawk. I just want to do a little bit back more. Take a piece. Take your comb. Little baby highlights. And I, for the purpose of teaching you, am going to do a regular weave, and then I'm going to do a bold piece. I'm going to go back to the same thing just to show you. Okay. All right, now let's go and do I'm going to do a regular weave would be this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But one thing I'm not doing is I'm not grabbing big pieces, right? It's like you have to you can take a section from here, but you have to make sure you're not grabbing the whole entire piece. That's why it's just easier sometimes to grab it here and then get what you want. If you just want to do a regular weave, these are more separated. I'm just going to show you. I'm not going to put stuff on there right now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's like a more of a regular weave. Now listen, I see that these two pieces are a little less and this is a little thicker. The next foil, I'll make this more and this side less because I like it natural. I don't like a full, perfect systematic system. I like it to be, you learn the system and then you learn how to be creative with the system. That's the most important part. Be creative with that system. So this would be like a more 5, like a 6-piece, like a regular highlight. Now I want to show you what the 5-piece would be. This is another one I do a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I'm super intentional. Now, do you see how I grab that hair? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now look, this piece is going to land over here. See how you're always using your imagination? Where's it going to go? So I'd want like some pieces maybe a little bolder, just in this, because this is also really nice for like her kind of one length bob. So I will do 2 back to back. She has those shimmery ones in front. And you want to start to create to think, you know, do you want it to just mirage in there, which that's what the baby lights do, or do you want it to be seen somewhere and have more dimension? Now what I would do, so I was going to do a back to back, I would lift this up. Now this is the thing. If I lift this up, I have this highlight right here. See how this one is so close to this? So that would be a lot of hair. If I went in and did a baby one right behind it, it's almost that there'd be no hair in between. Okay, so I would make this one bolder, but it doesn't work because I didn't realize this is so much closer, so I don't want to do that. So, and you really can't do it after unless you're going to do a slice, because you're going to not know exactly where those pieces are. But you could do a slice if you wanted, and a baby slice, a baby one. So, and this will be like, make this little piece a little bolder, this little piece, because remember, this is only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I just want to get a little bit more over here. Just make sure you saturate that good. So that's a back-to-back one. A baby slice, and then the 5-piece, baby light, baby light, baby light. And then you learn when you do these different patterns, what does it look like? What does it come out like? Try it on mannequin heads, have fun, be creative. All right, now I'm going to show you what the 4-piece would look like on here. I already showed you a slice and a 5-piece. The 4-piece, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. And this will be a little bit thicker, right? This one will land here. You'll see it more. This one will be in the middle, or it's going to come straight down too, with a little bit of hair in between, so it'll have more dimension. And I should probably have a little tiny bit more here. But of course the mannequin head is not quite that easy. I'm going to use the rest of my lightener, then I'm going to use just conditioner to make it easier. Okay, fold it up, meet right there. All right, that is a 4-piece. Now let me do the 3-piece. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Remember, this is perfect for low lights. And remember, I'm holding that hair, hold it like this, have tight tension on there, push it, see how close I get to that highlight. If you're not close, that means you're probably taking too much hair. You want to look at the things that you need to do. And then we're going to do 2-piece, and then I'm going to show you the sides. And this is on more 1-length hair. See how much easier 1-length hair is? But it's harder to highlight 1-length hair without it looking stripy, so you got to make sure you're really creating a good pattern so it's not stripy looking. And that's why I do a lot of baby lights. I wouldn't do a big 2 pieces on here, but this is 2. Okay, 2 pieces. This is for somebody that would want bold. Remember, take those, hold it. I take it and I swing my hand around, and then I hold it so tight. It's so tight right in there. My fingers are against this and my pinky's holding it down. And I'll just show you a slice. Let's just say this person wanted this bold piece right here, right? Say she wanted it in front. Remember, we're teaching you technique so you can do it anywhere. But you're going to use your imagination. You're going to use your thinking mind to look, where's it going to land? What's it going to look like? So when you have mannequin heads and you do these patterns and systems, you can duplicate them. And then this way you'll know what it will look like. This is a straight slice. I'm picking it up right behind it because that's what you can always do if you want to do a double one. Most of the time, if I want to do a double foil, I do it from the front because I could see exactly the pieces that I took in front of it. Okay, now remember, I'm holding that hair up. Grab it, turn it, put that right there. Look how close that is. Now I'm going to start using conditioner because I don't think I have any more lightener left. Let me see if I can grab some more out of it. Yeah, I can. Okay. This way you guys can see it. I want to show you what it looks like. We probably won't have time today, but I'll make sure that I put in another video because I have other videos with this video showing you how to do foils, the different combs, the different lighteners. All those things are super important. Okay, I'm at the end. So now this is the other thing. If you're doing highlights and lowlights, I will take one of those foils and make it different. If that was a low light, this was a low light, I would twist it. Make sure you know, don't keep them all the same if you're doing like a highlight and low light kind of thing. But we know that these are all highlights. Slice, this is a number 2, 1, 2. Now listen, when you put it on your pattern chart, right, what you're going to do is you're going to do at the top. Here's your mohawk. And you're going to do, okay, you did a baby light, just a little baby light right in the front. And then you did one right after you skipped a space. And you did another one right after you skipped a space. And then we did 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it was a 5 part. Then you'd have to just move this a little over more. And then you do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we did a 3-piece, 1, 2, 3. And then we did a 2-piece. And then we did a slice right behind it. So that will be the pattern for her whole top. And this way you know, put her name is Ginny, put her last name, Owens, and then I'll do her back. I'll bring the back down in a mohawk. Now this is the difference. I want to teach you, this is super important. If I did a straight slice on the back of her head, what would that look like? It's going to be a sheet coming straight down. You cannot do that on the back of a head unless they want a real lot of blonde. Okay, then you could do a whole bunch of slices through it. You could do a whole entire head with all little baby slices like that if you wanted to. This way it's all the same, but then you'd have to do it here too. All baby slices. And you skip, nope, you just skip a tiny bit of hair, all, and then all slices. This is somebody that wants a lot of blonde, a full head of blonde. Right, just all slices. But this way you know what that pattern is. Somebody comes in, they want that, you know that's a whole head of slices of really blonde hair. Let's just say this side. Over here, we're going to put, this is behind the ear. I like to go diagonal in here. Now listen, you got to get this part out of here too, because this is the mohawk. We did that already. Remember, we have our 2 pieces, the slice, the 1, 2, the 1, 2, 3. We have the little baby lights around here. Now listen, you're always thinking, it's good to make sure you always track what you're doing, because now you're going to know you need to do some here too. Like I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do a 1, 2. 2 separate foils. That hairline needs its own foil. You cannot put one whole one there because it will drag somewhere. So you're going to have them separated. Then I would do, the next one I could do just a little baby weave behind it, like a 5-piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and you're going to think they're going to come down. You just look at where in your imagination is that coming down. And it'll be soft pieces. Use your imagination. If you wanted them thicker, do a back-to-back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to make that thicker. Those pieces are going to be a little bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. Right, you're making it more. And this will have more definition. So I want you just to use your imagination, start trying to think of hair differently. Now I'm going to show you live on the video. Yeah. And I'm going to take the short-haired girl. I guess I could use this one. Now I want to show you what that sheet would look like too. Now look at, this is the hard part too. This is the whorl, right? The crown of the head. You're going to look, how does this lay naturally? Look at how it looks. If you want to highlight over here, a highlight over here, a nice highlight over here, over here. So then I would probably just skip a little tiny piece out of here. And I would look at this piece and look, if you let this go, where would it be? It'd be a veil over there and over here. So, because this is a calic right here. So we're gonna have to be very intentional about where we're putting pieces for that calic. So this one I would like not have so thick here. I would do like a 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be a 4 one. So this way, this piece would land here, this piece would land here, this piece would land here and here. Now that would be for there. So I'm going to put that in something so I could show you the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you've seen how I did that, right? You pick it up, hold it. And this is conditioner now, but I will do it so you can see it. But right now I don't have it, so. Fold that over, you know where that's going. Okay, that's gonna land there. Here you go, right there. Now this is the whorl, so nothing's right here. So we have to make sure that this next piece, we get that middle part right there. Look and see how it would land. I want a piece here, and now I need that piece. And then I'm going to do 3. Now listen, I didn't have to do a super chunky 3. I'm just going to do 3 pieces because I want this piece to lay here, but see how it's still separating right there? But at least I got part of that middle, and I'll probably have to get another piece right there. But that'll look pretty. Can you see it in your imagination? This piece here landing. They call this like the mustache. Someone I took a class from, she always taught you at the whorl, do like a mustache. 3 little pieces. And then you can do that right underneath. Okay, take that. And then you could do it, now listen, this is important too. Take a little less piece right there, and a little less piece. We're still taking 3. But we're doing it less. So when this piece comes down, it's going to be a little bit thicker right in that spot. Be creative. I really want you to become your own masterpiece. You become the artist, the creator, the Picasso of hair. We're hair doctors. Okay, now I want to show you a slice. Now those are going to be beautiful. A slice would go right here. Now, remember, if you're going to do this slice, look at that. The whole thing, it's going to be a veil coming down. That would not be good if I wanted dimension in her hair. It'd be like this big sheet coming down on that hair. I would never do that back there. So I would take, I like to do the pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like it's nice. It kind of will spread out. 1 here, 1 here, 1 there. That'll look really nice. Get all the way down. And always remember, if you have blonde highlights on the end, depending on what color they are, I use 30 a lot. I would use 30 for her top. And then if this was blonde, I would either do 5 volume with free lights because it's a clay-based lightener and it's very like mild. And I'd put repair oil in there too. And I also put one of my favorite, it's a secret though, and I'm gonna tell you one day, but I'm not gonna tell you right now. It's a secret. I put this really great stuff in my color and in my lighteners that is from a hair scientist lady that I took a class, and she said, she showed us all the color and what was the most important and effective ingredient in the color. And the most expensive one had something that I was shocked. It's an old-fashioned remedy, and I put it in all my color and all my highlights, and the hair comes out fantastic. So that'll be for another day. All right, so you do 3 there. Look at, or this will be a 5 actually. See where that goes. And then also, let's just say we're doing the whole mohawk here, but I want to teach you, I'll just show you the mohawk would be coming straight down. This would be the mohawk pattern. You'd push that out of the way, and then you'd push this out of the way, and this doing foils all the way down here would be the mohawk pattern. You can do, let's just say you were going to do a full head. You could just do another piece of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would do that. And I do it straight down all the way. I'd probably do a little bit of maybe 3 pieces or 4. I don't do it. I like to still make it look natural. And you can do that whole thing through the whole thing, but I just become a little more creative, and I do that, and then I'll like maybe do 1, 2, 3, and I'll just want those 3 pieces a little stronger, just because I do, the more unique the hair highlighting pattern is, the more you can't duplicate it. Like somebody else can't do your work. You become a better master and a better pro at what you do, because people will come back to you for that specific thing that other people can't do. Because you learn the pattern, but then you be real creative with that pattern. All right, so, and then I do the rest down. Okay, so this would be the mohawk. Let me just get this out of the way to show you what I do next. Now we're gonna go to the side. And make sure you get it out of their head, fold it back, whatever it takes. I really wish I knew where I put all my clips. All right, I'm just going to stick it in there. Now this one is an important piece. Okay, you already have this one that's going to come down here. You're always thinking, where are these going to land? These are going to come down here. So you want to think this next piece here, what do you want to do? I like to do a baby light. Just so whatever comes down here, it'll blend right into here. Baby lights are always just natural, so they're super easy, super, like you can't ever go wrong with a baby light unless somebody wants so much dimension that you're not going to see it if you do baby lights throughout the whole head. But they're so good when you're doing a bob haircut, like a bob kind of style for hair. And let's just say you didn't have any clips, you could always flip this up a little bit. Just be careful with it, good, to get it out of their face. Don't leave hair in people's face. All right, and then I would do one more, and then I'll go to the side. Okay, now I would probably do a piece of like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now where are these going to land? Look, straight down, right? That's where it's going to go. And if you wanted to do a 5 piece, I just want to show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, or if you want to do a 3 piece, a 1, 2, 3. You want to see how that goes. So it's depending on what you want and what they want. I am going to do a more natural one, but not a baby light. All right, so mindset. I want to teach you while I'm doing this, just to show you some things. I want to teach you a little mindset here. Pibba with an LL. Okay, that is from the 4 Agreements. And that is from, I don't remember the guy's name, but if you look it up, you'll find it really quick. He is so good, and he teaches you really how to deal with life much simpler. And he says, if you live by these 4 principles, which I added 1 to them, because then he made a 5th book, but it was a bestseller for a long time. It's called The 4 Agreements, and it's Pibba with an LL. Pibba's a little Pibba the pig that kids play with, P-I-B-A. P, personal, don't take it personal. It's not about you. I, impeccable, be impeccable with your word. Mean what you say and say what you mean. B, best, do your best. Give yourself an A+. And pat yourself on the back and tell yourself you're doing a great job. That would be too thick for me, so I wouldn't do that for her. I would do it a little bit less. And then A, assume. Don't ever assume. It gets you into trouble every single time. And then I would, then LL, learn to listen and listen to learn. Those are mindset things, guys. Hold on to that. Now look, that will be thick there, and then these won't be as thick. So you can always remove a little bit more hair if you want. But because she's around the hairline, it might look even better. I want you to use your imagination and think what would look best. I always do too, right around that hairline. Now we're going to come right to the front. All right, I really like to do a little veil straight in the front. So you can like take this and even just do a little baby light if you want to make it super natural. I do it a couple different ways, but it depends on who it is. But for her, I probably like it a little more natural. Just go right to that hairline. That's still too thick. So you could even take that and then break it in half one more time. But I want this front part done. I don't want the behind part. I want right here. So when this goes back, it'll be a beautiful shimmery piece that looked like she was out in the sun. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this one again, especially because it's on her side and I don't want them to slide. You can always take a little piece and set it in there. All right, so now that would be the side here. I could have done it diagonal going up, but I just want to show you, for the case of showing you, this would be vertical if I did it straight vertical down. And I do want to show you real quickly a beach pattern. Oh, here it is. A brick pattern. Now, these two were here. This would be like soft because they're both just little pieces. So I would take a piece probably the size of a finger in between. You want to look at the size that you're leaving in between, the size of a finger. And then I would just do a little tiny baby, I would just do a slice. You could do a slice right here. Make it a little bold, okay? And then this comes down. See, it'll come, just look at it when it falls. So that's a vertical piece. It's really not that easy to do brick on the side here. The back is the best thing to do brick on. So, you know, you could do these vertical, you could do these all the way down, you could do these up this way. Depends on what you're looking for, but you're always going to think, what's it going to look like, right, when you're done? So that's why I practice on mannequin head, so you can really set a great pattern. Like we have set patterns that we love, 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 and we do it on lots of customers and it comes out different. Okay, so this is not the one I want to use for that. Okay. Oh. I look at the color too. And I mean she's lifting a little bit, not too much. Because she's a mannequin head. Now brick pattern. I love to do this back. I take one here, get this out of the way. I don't have my clips, so I wish I did, but I don't want to go get them. Okay, you could even just take that right to the hairline and just pull a couple pieces out. That'll look so awesome if you're highlighting that. Because why? If they pull it back, you can see it'll be dimension. If you don't want that dimension, then take your baby fine comb and just do very little bits. If you want it to be so super soft and just barely anything sparkly. And you could either do this piece or you could do this piece. And I'll do this piece. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is the thing too, when you have long hair, this is a really important piece. This is like your really most important piece. And always give people more than what they pay for. Listen, if you want to build a great clientele, give them more, man. Connect to them. Let them know, like, hey, you know, I'm going to put a couple pieces for you underneath. Because even if you do a half a head or a fast 5 or lucky 13, you still want, like, when this hair is down, this is coming over here. You want to be able to see this one. This is an important one. This one, the one on the other side, and right in the middle. You do 3 extra pieces. You could do it. Always give more than what you pay for. I love what Jim Rohn says. He says give 100%, 100% of the time for the investment of your future. And sometimes you just got to give a little more, and you'll see people love rapport. They feel if you love them, they'll love you back. To have a friend, you have to be a friend. You got to give that little bit more. And then this piece would be right over here. And so even if she pushes it up, it'll be gorgeous. I left this little less, probably a pinky in there. You know, it's not too much, but it's just a little. I do pieces here. And this is how I'll show you the brick back too. And then I'll show you the herringbone, and then we're done. We'll call it a wrap. Okay, there. And now I'm going to go this side. Let me see. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, we took the comb though after. And then I put this away. I didn't do that. I did this part. These are the little tricks. Trust me, they're so good and they work so well. And that's okay that there's a piece there, but I would take a little extra piece on the other side to make it bold, because this piece will show from, look at, I want to show you where that piece is. It's here. See these pieces right here? I made my girl do, so I had the lowlights in my hair, the piece that goes underneath. So always make sure when you do that piece right back here, right? It's right back there. It's right here. This is what we're doing. Okay, so this way you have a full understanding of where that's going to land. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll do a little less right there because that was a thick piece. Always be paying attention. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Where is it going to land? Use your thinking mind. And if you have emotional issues and you can't really think very well, then you need to take my course, A Complete Emotional Breakthrough, because it will help you get rid of the blocks so that you can do this easier. Like if you get rid of all the chaos and confusion in your brain, you can learn a lot easier. Trust me, I learned so easy now because all the blocks are gone. Okay, now this is brick. 2 here, 2 here, 1 here. And then I'll go up and then there. And I'm going to take, this will be the second one, and then I'll go underneath. Okay, now And then I would do that piece, but I'd take a little less here. You don't have to have it perfect, but always remember balance. Balance is the best way to think of things, especially with hair. Have it balanced, not perfect, just balanced. I will take a little bit more out of there, though. Okay, now we're going to go, remember the brick. We're going to go here. You're on that angle, take a piece. And you're going to be the creative one. You're going to go home and practice, 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 and make some patterns. And then, you know, find the ones that you love the most. And find the ones for famous people. Go on TikTok or go on Google and look at the most popular people's hair. You know, who's the most popular people. And look at their hair. Taylor Swift's a big one. You want to look at how she has her hair. And then you do these patterns, and then you'll know how to do it. Okay, and you go to the side. You're going up on an angle. One, and this mannequin head, the hair's not the best on it, so. And you're going to look at where these are going to land too, right? You want to see. You're doing those pieces, where's it going to land? It's going to go back. And now we're going to do one right in the middle. And you're just going to repeat, rinse and repeat. See, so we do. Now listen, I'm not going to really take that piece because that's going to be over there. So I'm just going to take this one. Because you're thinking this one is going to be with this one right here too. This one is going to be with this one, so it'll be a little thicker in that spot too. So you're always thinking, you know, as long as it's not too heavy in one spot, you don't want like a big chunk somewhere. And then you repeat it again. One. You could do, and I wouldn't do this on her, but I want to show you what a slice would look like. Slice looks really great if you're doing a herringbone pattern in the back. That would be just like a nice, because it's not going to go, it'll swoop over to be like this beautiful, soft piece swooping over. Herringbones are the best to do with slices in the back. But a brick is good to do with like 5 pieces, with 4, you baby lights. All right, I'm going to do one more and that's it. And then we're going to go to the herringbone pattern and be creative. Oh, I did a slice on that side, so I'll just do a slice on this side. And always remember, if you do one side, make the other side the same. Perfect. Okay. Now we'll do one more here. I did a 4-piece there. Her hair is layered, so layers you can have a lot of fun with. Okay. Now, and you just do that the rest of the way up, and this mohawk pattern would blend perfect with this going right up to there. Do another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. And then that would be perfect. Done. And then you do her sides on her. You could do this one, like, you could even start it down here. But see, I would like to get that hairline because she has such a hairline, but not everybody has a hairline like that. This is just because it's a mannequin, because the other way is to do a diagonal also for the sides, which is beautiful. So if it was a hairline like this and you want to go diagonal, you're gonna like do some baby lights right there. And you're going to do that all the way up. But you're going to do just what I did on the other side, the 2 up top, and then you could go up there. I'm going to get this out of the way. And this is still too thick. She's got a thick little hairline down here. So if this was a real person, you're going to think, what are you doing? Like, you have to really do it, but you're just going to take less pieces. I'm going to just show you this one last little piece. I would take that little tiny, tiny piece right there. Take it. That should be all right. Remember, you could always do extra around the hairline too, because it's like that money piece that people love. It's a little more pop around the face. And then you do all these straight up this way. Foil. And think of the pattern that you want to do. Foil if you want 1, 2, 3. Look how it's going to lay. There'll be a nice thick piece here. There'll be a thick piece there and a thick piece there. So depending on what you want to do. You always got to find out, what does the customer want? All right, now let me show you a herringbone. Herringbone looks like this. I really need the clips for this. I don't use a herringbone often. I'll go up higher. Okay, you're doing the piece this way and you're going past. You're going past this point. Let me just show you, where's that board? Oh, I don't have it on here. Okay, just the vertical, the brick, and the horizontal. Okay, mohawk. All right, I'm just gonna, it's just a, I guess, an extra little bonus. I used to have it on there, but I guess because I don't use it often, I didn't. But you can take this on this side. This is if you want to get like more hair in there. Now, you're going to go still on the same, like it's still touching this foil. You know, this is coming all the way over here, and then you're just going to have an extra piece here too. And if you need any color classes, just so you know, I have color videos on my YouTube already that are really, really good. I really teach you. See how that goes there? And then this one would go like here. You could bring it over more. We'll try to group them together. So you guys, if you need to understand about color and toners and all that, we're not doing that today. I just want to teach you patterns and systems. That one goes that way. Okay, and then you can go this one a little deeper. It's going to go past that. And that's basically a herringbone. It kind of goes this way and that way, this way, that way, this way, that way. Okay. And that's your herringbone. All right, guys, so let me just show you a couple different patterns. So here we go. Here's your slice. Okay, there's a slice right there. Here's the regular weave right in the front. And then there's like a 5-piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can write down the pieces that you have on top. Even if you've become very creative and you've done different patterns on top, great. Just write it down. And here we go here. Here's the hairline. We just did baby lights on her, or like little 5 pieces. And there's no missing pieces in between. I mean, there's pieces in between, and you could also figure out, do you want a pinky? Do you want a finger? Do you want a thumb in between? You be creative and learn how to grow your mindset to learn more stuff. Here's another pattern. Here we go. That's kind of what we did. This is the brick, right? But look at the pattern that I did with the brick. I did a slice, slice, sideways, slice, slice. Now you know that slice is going to be a sheet coming down. This girl will have a lot of dimension in here because this is all brown here, right? And if that was blonde, or vice versa, let's just say that she was blonde and wanted low lights. You could do a piece like that, but I would take that slice super thin so it's shimmery and it's not like a full sheet of paper. The thicker you take it, the more sheet of a paper it is. The thinner it is, then it will look a little sparkly, and these other ones will make it a little more bold. And here you go here. Slice on the top. The top's the best to do slices, and or if you come vertical and do a vertical slice. I didn't actually show you a vertical, did I? I'm going to show you that real quick. And then here she's diagonal, and it teaches you the pattern. So learn to create patterns. And this literally is just little slices, straight slices throughout the whole head. And this is a beautiful look. I want you to try it on a mannequin head so you can see what it looks like. And then I did it here on the side, straight down. But I still always take one and I do it right on the hairline. It doesn't show on there because it was hard to show it. And then I'll do all of them horizontal. And then this is sideways. And then here's your top. It's the mohawk pattern. So it's really fun and exciting to become a great hairdresser. Let me just show you that one last thing, that vertical on the side. Okay, I'm going to show you on this one. It's just taking a piece straight up and down. Her head is up, a vertical piece straight up. Okay. And that's just going to land straight down. This is if you want a nice, like, pretty bold piece. And I do verticals on some people. Depends on what they want. That's a vertical. I would do this one a vertical right here, and I do one more vertical right there coming down. So then you could really see them. And I'd probably do, for her hair, if this was a bob, I would do baby lights of a vertical slice. So that's it, guys. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope you use your imagination. Remember, I dreamed my painting, then I painted my dream. Einstein said, your imagination is greater than knowledge. Don't forget that. Become a creative hairstylist. Do great foils and make your own patterns. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Have a